So this morning I thought I'd take you for a quick video round the garden. So let's go, let's see how this goes. Now, I'm not really much of a gardener, and so a lot of this stuff is gardening and garden preparation is actually done by other people, and they know what they're doing. I don't, but yeah, those folks that have green fingers will probably recognize what's going on here, and yeah, hopefully this is interesting. Yeah, so I thought I would just walk along and you know, video the ground, and you'll probably be able to hear me walking, and I'll try to say interesting things. And a deer walk through there, and when I come into the garden they run this direction. Yeah, there are wild deer around here, and they are fantastic creatures. I really like them, but apparently they are covered in ticks and bugs and all sorts of things that are not very good for people. So even though they look fantastic, we have to be careful of contracting diseases that they do have, and especially the ticks. And yeah, actually a year ago I actually got bitten by a tick, I believe, and I was very poorly, and I was diagnosed with Lyme's disease, but I don't know if it was Lyme, because I had another visit to the vets, actually, me being a creature myself, but chatting to the vet thought that it was a fungal problem that I had. But anyway, I was prescribed penicillin for the Lyme disease, and that actually worked. So I was very grateful for that. But I was very poorly. I remember my cognitive function was you know, really impaired. I couldn't think straight, and I wasn't able to drive the car. I thought that made me think, yeah, I'm poorly. Anyway, had penicillin, and I got better within 2 weeks. So I was very grateful for the French healthcare system. It was very good. And yeah, so this place here is this was an orchard. I suppose it still is an orchard, and but the ground is very challenging, and determining what to do with this ground is an interesting one. But we have planted a few trees, fruit trees, to see how they take to the ground, and this is a pear tree, I think, and yeah, this was planted last year, or if not the year before, and is doing fine. And I'll just come up so you can see the view where we are. Yeah, I actually really like being in the middle of nowhere. Less people the better. And yeah, so I think that is a cherry tree. This is a cherry tree that's not doing very well, and this is a cherry tree that's surviving okay. And what I did do last year is put down a lot of compost here. to provide nutrition. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not really a green-fingered person. But yeah, this cherry tree seems to be doing fine. And I think this is a cherry tree. And we've had to put some chicken wire around it because I'm assuming the deer have tried to nibble it. And look, it's flowering. Look at that. Great, eh? And yeah, more of the view. I do apologise, I should be a lot more informed and tell you guys more interesting things about this location. But I'm just hoping that this view is pleasant to see. It's sort of what I'm, you know, sometimes it's nice to, you know, look at scenery. And I can literally spin round here, 360 degrees, and give you a, you know, a feel for what this place is like. Look at that. Yeah. All I can hear is bird song. The odd vehicle in the distance you might be able to hear. The microphone might pick that up. Yeah, and if you've seen my other videos, yeah, you will probably recognize this track. Yeah, as we walk down this very pleasant hill. So I'm just showing you this because I'm hoping that it's interesting. And by the way, this is Easter Sunday morning. And yeah, it's a very nice time of the year. This is very pleasant. And I mean, the weather here at the moment is perfect because it starts off actually around 0, believe it or not. Maybe 1 degree C, 2 degrees, but it's cold at daybreak. And then during the day, it is at the moment reaching 20, 21, 22 degrees C, but we have this lovely bright sunshine. So the weather really is brilliant. But I have to say, only 2 weeks ago, we had snow and freezing conditions in the morning, and it would stay cold all day, but we had snow on the ground only 2 weeks ago. And now we have this. It is absolutely super. It's lovely. Yeah, and if we go down here, I suppose this would be super if some cyclists cycled by now, or actually another human walked by. But the likelihood of that happening is, yeah, we're probably not going to see anyone. And actually what I may do is, because I'm walking down here and I've just thought to myself, why don't I take this video for a walk? So I'm going to do that, but I'm going to pause for a moment and think about which topic I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to try and make it interesting. I'm going to switch off the video for a moment and I'm going to have a think about what I'm going to talk about. And then I will come back and I will switch back on the video, so just wait there. Actually, I've just thought to myself I should probably end this video here, and so it's a separate video when I post it. So for those that want to see just the countryside, that will only be this. And but I will talk now, and I'll start the next video after this one, but this probably will be separate. So bye for now. So this is just a video of me walking along the road, and I've just done a walk and talk on AI, and I'm now shattered. But I'm walking back, and I thought, why don't I shoot this video of this lovely location in the south of France. And what's interesting is that we're probably not going to see any cars along here. When I walk along here and run along here, yeah, it's often I don't see a car. Yeah, but it is lovely, and you know, one of the reasons that I like being here is that no one is here, and you know, I feel, you know, I'm saying a negative, but yeah, I suppose one of those people that I'm quite happy in my own skin, and I'm happy to be by myself for lengths of time. And actually, I do find that you know, I'm by myself. As long as I have an internet connection, I can, you know, well, number one, I can work, and number two, I can always find something interesting enough to keep me happy. So I'm not really wondering about, you know, meeting people. But inevitably, after a while, you know, I do crave human beings, and you know, I'm not an alien. But yeah, when I compare this to central London, you know, I like people and buildings and cities, but I also like being in the country and being in the middle of nowhere. I suppose that's a thing that many people share. So there's nothing special there. I just thought I'd say it. But yeah, so the reason I'm shooting this video is, you know, to give you a look and feel for what the French countryside looks like. Yeah, so this is a wine region, actually. So they grow wine round here, and you might be able to see a vineyard ahead of me. Well, a field with vines in, and yeah, they're all over this region, and you know, it really is lovely. You know, and again, you know, I'm not really a gardener or a green-fingered person, you know, but I love being surrounded by vegetation and the country, and basically earth that hasn't been modified by man. Now, I know that the road is here, and so obviously man's put this here, but that's, you know, got a very high value because it's very functional. It enables us to drive cars and get here. So, but you know, most of this land here, I mean, some of it's been formed, obviously, because farming, you know, it helps if the field is flat. But on the whole, this has been here since it was formed. So it's thousands and thousands of years old, and it hasn't been, you know, no one's built a skyscraper on it, which is the bit that I like. I'm not really into skyscrapers, especially those tall ones. I mean, I understand the engineering feat, but I don't understand why man has to build the thing so tall. It's like, you know, they do it because they can. It's almost like an arrogance, because yeah, look at these vines. How cool are they? I don't know much about wine growing, so I'm not going to attempt to dazzle you with my knowledge, but I can certainly show you this. And this is a big field. Look at that. Isn't it super? This is how the French do drainage at the side of the road. Very practical. And look at that. Isn't it lovely? So yesterday I was out in the sun digging up a driveway, and I burnt myself a little. So I'm actually wanting to stay out of the sun today. But yet here I am walking down the road in the sun. But it's just so lovely. Yeah, it is just super, don't you think? Yeah, And I suppose the another value of this is, over the years, this video will, is obviously a reference point. And if something does change around here, this would be a video of how it used to look. Actually, I don't think they're ever going to build skyscrapers around here. This is a wine region, so this is where all the cool wine will be grown. And yeah, but back to skyscrapers. Do you know, I was in the World Trade Center just before it was attacked, just before those aeroplanes crashed into it in New York. And at the very top of the, I think it was the North Tower, they probably have it, they had a cafe up there, I imagine, but I was up there at the very top, and I stood by the window and pressed my nose against the glass, and I thought to myself, why has man made this building just so tall? Because you could actually see the curvature of the earth from the top of the old World Trade Center, the Twin Towers. And I remember thinking, it's just so tall. To get this high, you'd have to be up a mountain or be in an aircraft. And I thought, it's so tall, what if an aeroplane crashes into it? And then you won't believe it. Yeah, shortly after, that happened. And I was very shocked that day, because it was so close to me, because I'd just been in that building. And my thought was, what if an aeroplane crashes into this building? And that is exactly what happened. So it made me very worried that day that it happened. It was on the news. I thought, what on earth is going on? Why have they crashed aeroplanes into that building? It's just such extreme human behaviour that is only going to hurt and be a negative. But they did. That happened. Anyway, so tall buildings, I always think, sounds rather, it's rather arrogant to build a tall building for the sake of it. Anyway, look at that. I'm going to pause for a second because I want to take a photo of that right now, so I shall just do that now. So I've just taken a photo. What a shot, eh? That's going to look amazing. That is absolutely, yeah, the blue sky in the background. Yep. Look at this. Yep. Anyway, I'm thinking that I may have shown you enough of this walk. I think I've captured the look and feel of this place. I shall just complete this 360, and then I will leave you guys alone. You don't have to watch anymore or listen to me prattling on any further. So I will say ciao for now.